everyone, it's Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie, and I want to welcome you to my second video of my most wonderful time product medley video series. I'm just going to get my video pulled up here so I know that you can see everything. So this medley is on page 39 in the catalog. Yesterday we did the video showing this little Oh Christmas Tree card. Today we're going to do this card here with the deer and the three trees. So we are just going to go ahead and get started right away. So we're going to start with an old olive card base and just go ahead and get that folded in half so you're ready to go. Make sure you use your bone folder on it to get a good crease. It's always a good thing to do. I'm not sure if I did that with my card yesterday because it kept flopping open on me. And then I did a stitched circle from the designer series paper, and that is a 2 7/8 inch. Pardon, I'm tongue-tied today. We have a piece of vellum cardstock that is 3.5 by 3 1/4. So your 3 1/4 side is going to go this way on the card, just so you know. We have a couple pieces of designer series paper and some smoky slate, and then we have one of these card fronts. This one is the stars, so that is going to be our first step because we are going to use the aqua painter for this. We are going to use old olive ink and a block. A friend of mine showed me this is a super simple way to do it. Just get a little bit of that ink right on your block and then just set your ink pad aside because you don't need it right now. Grab your aqua painter, run it, maybe put a couple drops of water on there. Get it to drip out just a little bit so you get a little bit of water on there. And then you're just gonna brush over your card front. Perfect, right? Now, I was trying to squish the ink pads like we used to with the old ones, but these new ink pads don't like to squish as much, so I was having too much trouble trying to do that. And when she showed me how to use the block for this, I was like, it was like magic. Like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I do that before? And then when you're done, you just wipe that ink off or wash it off. Now this is still wet, but we are going to turn it over, and I'm going to go ahead and put some snail adhesive on the back of it. And we're going to put quite a bit because I want to make sure it stays stuck down because we're not waiting for this to dry. We have everything cut out and ready to go. So just go ahead and get that adhered to the front of your card. And now you could use your heat tool to dry it faster. But I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm just going to show you how to get this beautiful card put together. Go ahead and take your vellum and just put one strip on the bottom and a couple strips on the left side, and then flip it over and just go ahead and stick it right onto that card front. It will still stick even though that's still a little wet. It's not too bad, it's almost dry actually. You're going to take your designer series paper circle, and we will put some dimensionals on the back of that. I just got to get a sheet of them out here. Now, I have had so much fun playing with this medley. I don't know if you have it. If you don't, you need to get it. I got that dimensional too close to the side. I'm gonna have to peel that off and put a new one. I could have tried to cut it, but I probably would have cut it crooked, and I don't want to do that. I want to show you how to make this card. So I'm going to get this on here, and then we will stamp our trees. Now the trees in this set, I don't know what it is about them, I just love them. Now bring your designer series paper circle over so it's just a little bit off the edge, the left edge of that vellum. And now see how the vellum is kind of curling up here? That's because this paper is wet behind it. But if you take your pick tool and some glue dots, because we are going to be adding stars over here anyway, just take a couple of glue dots over on this side, and it will hold that piece of vellum down. And you don't have to worry about it because you're going to cover it with these gold stars in a second anyway. So now take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I just had my piece of Whisper White cardstock, here it is, and we are going to ink up in Old Olive. We already have that open because we used it for our watercolor background, and you're going to stamp, actually, did I use Old Olive for this? I think I did. Let me see. Yes, Old Olive, ink it once, then you're going to do one where you stamp off one time, and then the third one, stamp it off again. So you have dark, medium, and light, kind of like I have here. And then you're going to use the dies and cut them out. I already have them cut out because that helps make our video just a little bit shorter, but you get the gist. Use your dies, cut them out. I have them cut out. We are going to put some snail adhesive on the back of 2 of them. The darkest one is the one that is in the front, and I already have some dimensionals on the back of that one. So take your lighter one, put it over here on the right hand side of your circle. The medium one, kind of here, make it a little bit taller. And then once you get your dimensionals on the back of this, just peel them off. And this tree is going to be just a little bit shorter than the first one that you put on, but get that in the center. And then you have these to layer. So to layer these, I just put some snail adhesive on the back of these bows. And just kind of bring it down. So just a little piece of it is above, you know, so the little edge of it is sticking above this striped designer series paper. And then on the back of this design, put them kind of toward the bottom. I just did 3. You don't need too many. Get your adhesive backs, you know, backing off the back. Kind of bring it over a little bit so that snail that you got on there is going to stick to that tree. Next, you're going to choose a deer from, you can choose any one that you want from your little sheet of deer. Let me find the sheet that I've already used, so we'll pick one from here. I know this one is facing forward, but let's just pick a buck that's facing to the side. We'll get him peeled off. Now, the only part of him that we want to stick is his body. We don't want his head or his horns to be sticky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip him over. He's still stuck to my finger, obviously. I'm gonna put one dimensional here because he's gonna be stuck here, and then he'll stick to this dimensional. Now I'm gonna take your pick tool and take him off my finger. So then we can use the embossing buddy like we did yesterday, and we are going to go over just on his head, if I can get him down here right. Just his head, because his head is the only part we don't want sticking. We don't want his horns or anything sticking to anything. So get a good amount of powder on there so he's no longer sticky. Peel your dimensional backing here, and then stick him down. And now his head and horns don't stick. You can see how they just bounce back. So when you put him in an envelope, he's not going to become all stuck to the card. You're going to have that dimension there. So there's the dimension between him and everything else. We're going to stamp Hope You Have a Wonderful Christmas, and we're going to do that in Old Olive as well on a piece of smoky slate, just a little strip. It's not a big piece. Sorry, I hope I didn't get my head in the video. I was just trying to make sure I had it straight. And I didn't even stamp it properly. I need to stand up when I do these, and I know better. I should have just stood up to begin with. And there we go. Put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that. The beautiful thing about cardstock is you have 2 sides, so you've always got the other side to use, and no one is the wiser. Add your sentiment on the front. Set your ink to the side because now you're just going to need some of the little gold stars. And we're going to cover up those glue dots that we put up here to begin with. And now you can't see them anymore. And then there was just, put one down here just for a little bit of extra glimmer. And there you have it. There is the second project from my Most Wonderful Time product medley series. I hope you have a great day and enjoy these videos. Come back tomorrow for video number 3. Bye.